No one move! This is a robbery! Is that not what there is?
Everything before that's locked in the safe.
Then open it!
I can't!
Put in the code!
It's on a time lock!
Oh, well, until 6 a.m.
So yeah, Convenience is a comedy about two guys that essentially go to rob a petrol station, but they're so useless they end up working there all night. The reason they work there all night is because the safe won't open until 6 a.m. And the only way they can think of to actually still be there at 6 a.m. and not have the alarm raised is to pretend that they're staff. So the whole night is them bumbling along, trying not to get found out, basically, and trying not to get killed as well.
Initially, Ray came up to me because him and Adil were quite old friends, and they'd done a play called In Thy Name, which was really good. And that's when I first met Adil. And then Ray came up to me and said, like, me and him would really like to make a film together. So if you've got any ideas, you know, just give me a shout. And I'd had this little idea about two people in the petrol station for years. So, I sold it to him, basically, and he loved it. And then we started writing and just progressed from there, really. Well,
I don't know, yeah, I mean, like, because we developed the script, like me, you and Ray developed it for, I don't know, what, like 6 months or something? But like, obviously, there was already a really solid script from Simon in the first place, and then we just kind of all worked together on it. And I guess probably because we'd all done that, it felt like it was just quite natural then to go on set and just carry that on.
Yeah, and there's no airs and graces either, because you'll know each other, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to pretend to, or
there's
try
no
and mask anything, you just go, dude, that was rubbish, you know, or whatever, you know. Exactly,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there was some improvisation, but
a lot of it was
20.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the funniest stuff was in the script, and but there were moments of improvisation and just other just moments with, like, just in terms of how actors like to work. Some actors are just, you know, they're just like, oh, I wouldn't say it like that, so you know, let's refine that and stuff. So but yeah, there were moments. In fact, I think one of the best moments of improvisation we couldn't actually put in the film because Adil doing his lunging.
Oh yeah.
It was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. But we weren't set up to shoot it. It was like he was doing it.
Yeah. He was offset somewhere.
And it was like I think we did catch it on one camera, like on the camera, but we just didn't have, you know, we couldn't cut into it or we couldn't use it. So but it was brilliant.
But I do feel like if people are, you've got to give, like, actors like a bit of room to improvise on that, because if you want them to make, like, you know, fully rounded characters, you've got to allow them to bring their own aspects to it. So.
Yeah, you don't want robots.
No,
just trying, you know, just reading.
Basically,
It's sort of a range, wasn't it? Some came through Ray and Ray's connections, and obviously the whole thing started. Ray and Adil were already attached, and then Ray brought Vern on board, and then we had an amazing casting director, Jane Anderson, who brought in, like, Vicky and sort of a lot of the other cameos. We didn't even cast Anthony Head until, I think, like, a few days before we actually shot that. We were like 3 weeks into the shoot before we cast him. So yeah, it was, and I think he only did it because at the end of the first week, the editor cut like a sort of gag reel from the first week's shoot, and we sent that to him, I think, didn't we? And he said, "Oh, I just thought it looked like you're having a lot of fun, so I thought I'd come down and do it."
And then we had him in a car park, covering him in cold water in the middle of the night.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Yeah, conned him into that one, you know.
Amazing.
I think it was a bit of a mix, really, because I know for myself, like, when I was writing, I was like 29, coming up to 30, and it's that kind of stage where you're like, okay, I've got to start taking responsibility for myself, and you know what I mean? You can't blame others for all your silly mistakes and that, and, you know, you've just got to grow and move on, and, you know. So, yeah, especially between AJAY and SHAAN, there was a lot of almost my own personal, you know, issues, like, you know.
Which one were you?
Well, I was a bit of it saved a fortune on therapy, basically, you know, so.
So I'm doing, my next film is a romantic comedy called My Romantic History, which is based on a play of the same name, which won the Fringe First Award at Edinburgh a couple of years ago by DC Jackson. So yeah, we are shooting that next spring. We've just cast our leads, so yeah, just kind of building up to that now.
Cool, and I've got a horror film out at the end of October as well. So yeah, somehow 2 films have come out at the same time, which is awesome. But yeah, that's called The Estranged, so that's out, I don't know the exact date, but it's around Halloween, so Yeah, and then I'm working on a couple of TV series for different people, and I've got a couple more films where I'm slowly creeping into production, so, you know, I've got lots of different plates spinning, so. Maybe, yeah. If it does well enough, you know. Yeah.
I think we could have a spin-off with the Stoners, that's what I think.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Well, these are another one, Tom Bell and Tony
Tom Bell
Tony
and
Way, sorry,
Tom Bell and Tony Way were absolutely brilliant, yeah.
This is not how we do robbery in Russia.
You having a good day?
I've had better.